Absolutely. Okay, our next presenter is Bruno. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Bruno Santos. I am a PhD candidate in geography here at McMaster University. The title of my presentation is Developing Standards for Equity in Transportation Planning. So, a little bit of contextualization. The primary benefits of transportation system is to improve accessibility, and accessibility is understood as the ease of reaching destinations and opportunities. For instance, employment opportunities, healthcare facilities, educational services. However, Canada lacks the standards and objectives to uh, distribute equitably accessibility, and transportation planners also receive little formal guidance and or training to access the equity implications of their proposed plans. But what is accessibility? Accessibility is actually a measure. We can measure accessibility in a way that we can see areas or neighborhood in which opportunities are more accessible than other areas. For instance, we can see here the map of the city of Toronto and the accessibility to employment. And we can see that in yellow, we have areas in which we can where we can access more employment. We can access more opportunities using the transportation system. We can see that is like a high correlation with the rapid transit lines. In the case of Toronto, is represented by the subways. So if you live far from the transportation from the subway infrastructure, you probably will face more difficulties to access jobs. So in my case, I'm using the data from the census of population because it contains variable related to labor market activities and journey to work. And this data set enables the creation of models of job accessibility and also allow us to obtain uh, socioeconomic information at the individual level. And also we can create and model the relationships between accessibility and employment outcomes. So let's say that we can connect the probability of a person being employed, unemployed, if being employed full-time or part-time, with the level of services of their neighborhood. We can, for instance, identify key thresholds to connect accessibility to the probability, and then we can set these key thresholds as a standard. In my case, they are equity standards because we are building this relationship based on disadvantaged populations. The implication is that it produces a methodology to identify equity standards in transportation planning, also facilitate the implementation of these standards for disadvantaged population, which can prevent them from being excluded from the labor market. And it also increased the potential for government adoption because we can connect accessibility to an individual outcome and something that is easier to understand. It also allow us to understand that the level of accessibility need to meet the basic needs of many people as possible. I'm also building our package, and the idea is to standardize the methodology to be applied anywhere in Canada, um, and in which you can install the R package and also use in RDC to reproduce the methodology for other areas and other cities. And I think that's all. Thank you for the opportunity to explain my research and to present today.
Thank you, Bruno. Does anyone have any questions before we move? Oh, great. What is your sample size and how did you conduct the survey?
I'm sorry, what is the sample size and how did you conduct the survey? So in the case, I'm working with the city of Toronto right now. Uh, the idea is to create a survey that is research that is reproducible for any city, but I'm focused on Toronto. And I am evaluating all people that are included in the labor force, whether unemployed or employed.
Great, thank you.